guys. Today we're going to be doing the second half of we're going to be starting the second half of our Getting Ready for 6th grade lessons. This is lesson 7, and I just want to draw your attention to the fact that it is something that we've already done. So when you start this lesson, I don't want you to be thinking of it as something new. This is something we've done already. We're going to do it the same way that this lesson is walking us through. So even though we did eventually divide fractions by a whole number using keep, change, flip, and using another kind of shortcut, we are going to go through with this lesson the way that it's shown, which is using models. Okay, so I'm going to refresh your memory. We did learn it using models first in class. So this might just be a little review for you. Maybe you forgot about it, but we're going to refresh our memories here. So for our unlock the problem, we have 4 friends sharing 2/3 of a quart of ice cream equally. What fraction of a quart of ice cream does each friend get? So we've got 2/3 of a quart of ice cream, and we have to split it up among 4 friends. So we're going to take the 2/3 and divide it into 4. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this rectangle. This is going to represent the 1 quart. We're going to split it up into thirds, and then we're going to show 2/3. Okay, so to show 2/3, we shade 2 of the thirds, right? We need to divide it by 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate this into fourths. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to shade one of these to show our division like that, okay? Now, if you recall, you don't have to shade all the way over, because if what I showed you guys in class was that you might confuse you only want to look at what's double shaded, right? So if you keep shading, you can, but you really only want to look at what's double shaded here. So this would be what we're interested in, shaded down and shaded across. So all you need to do is look at how many you've split the rectangle up into now. So we have 3 rows of 4, so that's 12. You can sit there and count it if you want. There's 12 equal parts now, and each part of that is a 1/12 of the rectangle. And now out of those 12 parts, the only ones that are shaded twice are 2. So to get your answer, you count how many are shaded twice, 2, and then you see how many your total was, which was 12. So 2/12 is shaded twice. So each friend gets 2/12, and we can of course reduce that if we'd like to. We can divide top and bottom by 2. So they'll all get 1/6 of a quart of ice cream. Okay? So let's take a look at another example. We're going to try this time dividing 3/4 by 2. So the first thing we do, we take a rectangle, and we want to show 3/4 first. So what we do is we split it up into fourths, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we show the 3/4 by shading in 3 of them in. And then we want to divide it by 2, so we need to create 2 pieces. So we just go right in half like that. And we're just dividing by 2, so we just want to show 1/2 of it. So we're going to just double shade one of the halves. Now remember, we're really shading here, but you only have to show the double shaded. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see how many are double shaded. So that's 3. And the total now of the boxes we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3/8. And I can't reduce that anymore. Okay? And that's how we do it. I will fill out these blanks just in case anyone needs it. So out of the 8 equal parts, 3 parts are shaded twice. So 3/8. Sorry. Yes. 3/8 of the rectangle is shaded twice. Okay, and that's it. So 3/4 divided by 2 is 3/8. Now before we go on to the other side, I want to just show you, if you recall, the shortcut that we learned in class. Of course, well, not the shortcut, but the method that we learned was using keep, change, flip. Keep the first, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second. So 4 is really 4/1. So when we do the reciprocal and we flip it, we get 1/4. And then we multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. over 3 times 4 is 12. So you can get the same answer, okay? If you get caught up with your models, if you're told to make a model in this lesson, you do need to do that. But if you're caught up and you're not sure if you did it correctly, you can always use this method to check, okay? We also learned a shortcut only if you're dividing a fraction by a whole number, that you can just go right here. I'll show you with this one. You can take the denominator and the whole number and multiply them, and that's your new denominator. 4 times 2 is 8. So you keep the numerator and multiply those. But that ended up being a problem because a lot of you guys got so used to doing that you started doing it in every single problem instead of only this type of a problem. So I do want you to remember that we should always be thinking keep, change, flip. Okay, so let's go to the back here. We're going to do the share and show. For your homework tonight, you are going to be using, the models. But like I said, you can absolutely take a moment to just go off to the side and use keep, change, flip and try it out and make sure you did it right. So I'm going to do 1 and 2 with you, and then you guys will do 3 and 4 on your own. Okay, so let's do number 1. We're going to do 5/6 divided by 2. So I need to show 5/6 on here. So in order to make 6th, you draw 5 lines. You always draw one less line than what you're trying to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was terrible. Let me move this over a little bit. I've always been bad at drawing these, spacing them out correctly. It's all right. It's kind of hard to make it. It's still terrible, but that's okay. All right, so 5/6 is going to be 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now we need to divide that by 2, so we're going to create 2 going across, which is just one line, and then we double shade over one of them. Right, and so you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's 4. 1, 2, 3. It's supposed to be, what is it supposed? Nope, that's 5, sorry. 5 are shaded in, and we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 boxes all together. So 5/12 are shaded in. Okay, let's do this one together now, and then you guys can do 3 and 4. So I'm going to take 3/4 and show it on here. So I need to make fourths. So I'm going to do one less in lines. So I'm going to make 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. That was a little bit better, but still pretty bad. And now to show 3/4, I'm going to shade in 3 of them. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. I need to split them up into 3. So I'm going to draw 2 lines. So 1, 2, and then I have 3. So I'm going to double shade one of these. Right, and lightly shade over here. And I can see that 1, 2, 3 of these are shaded in twice, out of a total of 3, 6, 9, 12. So 3/12 are shaded in. And of course we can reduce this by dividing by 3. They did tell us to write our quotient in simplest form here. Make sure you always pay attention to the instructions like that. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3/4 divided by 3 is 1/4. Over here we were already simplified, right? And again, the shortcut works here. 6 times 2 gives us the 12. 3 times 4 gives us the 12 as well. Okay, so I want you guys to pause the video, try these 2 on your own, and then unpause and check to see if you got it right. Okay, so for number 3, you should get 2/9. In number 4, you should get 3/10. So when you shade, make 2/3, and then we shade, split into 3 and double shade 2 of those, and you have a total of 9. Same thing here, split them up into fifths, shade in 3, and then double shade one of the halves after you split it up into 2. I should have said this before, but you guys can actually try all of these on your own ones right now. And then again, I will, you can unpause and I will go over the answers. Okay, so give that a shot. Okay, so for number 5, you should get 2/10, and then simplest form, you reduce it to 1/5 by dividing both top and bottom by 2. Number 6, you should get 5/24. Number 7 and 8, you have to draw your own models. On your homework, I believe the boxes are given to you, and I think they're actually even split up for you already. 4/9 divided by 2, you get 4/18, and then you need to divide top and bottom both by 2 to reduce that fraction to 2/9. And then finally, 4/15 for the last one, and that's already reduced. Okay, guys, so that's it for this lesson. I think I made it nice and clear for you. Split up your model going vertically first, and then go horizontally and shade the top one, and you'll be good. Okay? All right, have fun with this.